All praises to Ahaya and Ahaya alone. For Ahaya alone is our master, alone is our savior, alone is our redeemer, and alone is our king, Yada. Haya. This is Brother Holly with the second Word of Truth broadcast here on the AHAYAH'S channel, as well as the House of Ahaya channel on this set apart Sabbath day. First and foremost, as always, like to give all glory, praise, and honor to Ahaya and Ahaya alone. For he alone is our Savior, alone is our Redeemer, alone is our Master, and alone is our King. He alone is coming to set his people, the children of Yashahaya, back in our own land. Get the interlopers out of there. He's going to set us back in our land. We will dwell in safety alone according to his covenant word in Deuteronomy chapter 33. And when we're in our nation and we're dwelling in safety alone, he will come and tabernacle with us forever. All praises. We're reading from the book of Jubilees, English Hebrew version. And we're going to continue, giving my nose at you. We're going to continue with our theme for today, the 7-day Sabbath covenant. It is indeed a covenant made between Ahaya and his people. It is indeed a sign of who his people are. And it is indeed a perpetual covenant. And it is forever. All praises. Turn with me, if you have it, to Jubilees chapter 2. Let's start reading at verse 16. Book of Jubilees chapter 2, verse 16. But before we begin, I'd like to say something. I have noticed from doing reviews of the viewership on particular teachings on these channels that if the book of Jubilees is in the title, that gets nearly 100 views. Just put Jubilees in the title and people look at that one. There's a lot of interest. It seems to be a very lot of interest for things from the book of Jubilees, and I suggest that that the subscribers and viewers of these channels go out and get you a copy of the book of Jubilees. I have a standalone copy. I think it cost me about $100, but that's $100 for a book that's paper thin. So there's a copy of Jubilees in the Sefer. However, I don't particularly trust that copy of Jubilees, for I think it's been Greeked up, but that's just my interpretation of it. I know that what I'm reading here is a Hebraic version. So let's go. Jubilees chapter 2, verse 16, and it says, "And he finished all his works on the 6th day, and all that is in heaven and on earth, and in the seas, and in the abyss, and in the light, and in the darkness, and in the evening will you highlight." So it's a retelling of the events from the book of Genesis on the creation of the earth and the heavens. And the book of Jubilees is a kind of a concise version of the book of Genesis. And in the upcoming Word of Ahaya to the 12 Tribes Scattered Precept version, the complete book of Jubilees will follow after Genesis. So you'll have at the beginning of the Word of Ahaya to the 12 Tribes Scattered Precept version, which would be a quote-unquote Hebrew Bible, just the Tanakh with Jubilees and the addition of Esther added to it. But what you'll have at the beginning of our Hebrew Bible is a full view of the events of the book of Genesis, because you'll have Genesis as well as the book of Jubilees to compare and contrast to. All praises. I'll read it again. Jubilees chapter 2, verse 16. "And he finished all his works on the 6th day, all that was in heaven, in the heavens, and on the earth, and in the seas, and in the abyss, and in the light, and in the darkness, and in everything." Will you highlight? Verse 17. "And he gave us a great sign, the Sabbath." Will you highlight? Here is a second witness to what is said in Exodus chapter 31 on the Sabbath being a sign. It's not only a covenant, it's a sign. It is a sign unto his people, a sign of who his people are, and it's a sign to his people that they are indeed his people. Let's continue to read. Jubilees chapter 2, verse 17, and he gave us a great sign, the Sabbath day, that we should work 6 days, but keep Sabbath on the 7th day from all work. That is exactly what was said in retrospect in Exodus chapter 20 at the original giving of the 10 Commandments, spoken out of the mouth of AHAYAH to his people, the children of Jacob. And I want to remind you what it says in Torah, that man should not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of AHAYAH to do it. So this word, to keep the Sabbath day holy, actually factually proceeded out of AHAYAH's mouth. It wasn't just written down by somebody. It came out of his mouth, and it says in Deuteronomy chapter 5, all of Yashahayah heard it. All the 12 tribes heard it come out of his mouth when he spoke in the mount. All praises. I read verse 17 again, Jubilees 2:17, and he gave us a great sign, the Sabbath day, that we should work 6 days, but keep Sabbath on the 7th day from all work. And all the angels of the presence and all the angels of sanctification, these 2 great classes, he has bidden us to keep the Sabbath with him in heaven and on earth, will you highlight. So here we have the angels of heaven, both classes, the angels of presence and the angels of sanctification, both being given the commandment to keep the Sabbath as well. So we're not keeping the Sabbath alone as the children of Jacob. No, the angels of AHAYAH as well keep the Sabbath. But you won't find that out from reading Genesis. As I mentioned at the beginning of this presentation, this is one of the good uses of the book of Jubilees. It gives you insights and details that the book of Genesis just leaves out. But I digress. I'll read verse 18 again. And all the angels of the presence and all the angels of sanctification, this is Jubilees 2:18, these 2 great classes, he has bidden us to keep the Sabbath with him in heaven and on earth. And he said to us, and this is AHAYAH speaking to the angels. This is what AHAYAH said to the angels. And he said to us, behold, I shall separate unto myself a people from among all the peoples, and these shall keep the Sabbath day, and I shall sanctify them, speaking of the people, unto myself as my people, and shall bless them, as I have sanctified the Sabbath day, and do sanctify it unto myself, even so shall I bless them, and they shall be my people, and I will be their almighty AHAYAH. Verse 20 is the key. I have chosen the seed of Jacob. Will you highlight? This is Jubilees 2:20. And I have chosen the seed of Jacob from among all that I have seen, and have written him down as my firstborn. That is in direct agreement with Exodus chapter 4, verse 22, when Moses stood before Pharaoh, and Moses said, thus said AHAYAH, let my son, my firstborn son go. Let Yashahayah go, even my firstborn son. All praises. Here we got the seed of Jacob being written down as the firstborn son, and have sanctified him unto myself forever. And I shall teach them the Sabbath day, so that they might rest thereon from all work. The whole purpose for the Sabbath day being given as a covenant, being given as a sign, being given as a perpetual remembrance throughout our generations, is simply for us to rest on it. That's all. That's all AHAYAH wants from us on the Sabbath day. He wants to see you in a state of rest, not working, not cooking, not cleaning, not tidying up, none of that. He just wants to see you rest. When this broadcast is over, Brother Holly's going to go eat his lunch and probably take a nap, or take a nap first and eat my lunch. I don't know. I feel like doing both things, actually. And this is the day to do it. I'm supposed to rest. If you ever need a day where you just want to take a nap during the day, here you go. You can wake up, do what you do in the morning, and go right back to bed. You can spend the whole Sabbath day in the bed if you see fit to. because it's for rest. I'll read it again. This is Jubilees chapter 2, verse 20. Again, I have chosen the seed of Jacob from among all that I have seen, and have written him down as my firstborn son, and have sanctified him unto myself forever. And I shall teach them the Sabbath day, so that they may rest thereon from all work. And I want you to understand something, child of Jacob. Every child of Jacob, be they male or female, young or old, whoever they may be and whoever they may be, is looked upon by Yahweh as his firstborn son. If you are of the seed of Jacob, you are considered by Yahweh his firstborn son. Let that sink in, and don't let that go over your head. So the next time you're confronted by one of these Constantine Christians or one of these Hebrew Christianites, you know the type, the fringe wearing, on the corner, yelling at Esau. Yeah, them people. The Bahashim crowd. The person they Bahashim in the name of is not the firstborn son. The seed of Jacob is the firstborn son. You and I are the firstborn son. They're trying to steal your birthright. Wow. Jubilees chapter 2, verse 21. And he made a sign therein in accordance with which they should rest with us on the seventh day. We're not talking about a ceremonial Sabbath here. We're talking about the 7th-day Sabbath, the weekly Sabbath. This is the only Sabbath that is a sign. It's the only Sabbath that is a covenant. It's the only Sabbath that is perpetual throughout our generations. It's the only Sabbath being celebrated in heaven and earth. It's the only one. All the other named Sabbaths found in the Tanakh are not like the 7th-day Sabbath. My original point was there's some brothers who are Tanakh only, who worship Yahweh and Yahweh alone, who left Hebrew Christianity like I did, who left the idol of your idol shop or JC, who no longer worshiping the idol, but are worshiping Yahweh and Yahweh alone. But they say they don't keep the Sabbath. But I'm reading today, I read from Exodus, I'm reading now from Jubilees as a third witness on the 7-day Sabbath they should keep. We should all keep it. It's for us to do. I read verse 21 again. Jubilees chapter 2, verse 21. And he made a sign there in accordance with which they should rest with us on the 7th day. These are the angels talking. To eat and to drink and to bless the Creator of all things, as he has blessed the nation that he chose from all nations. Even the angels of presence, even the angels of sanctification realize that the seed of Jacob is the nation chosen above all other nations. We're the chosen people. All the rest of the people on the earth are just heathens. They have nothing to do with the Sabbath. They have nothing to do with being chosen. They have nothing to do with the covenants. They have nothing to do with salvation. They have nothing to do with nothing. They are just creatures. But we're the firstborn son. All praises. I'll read it again. And he made a sign therein in accordance with which they should rest with us on the 7th day to eat and to drink and to bless the Creator of all things, as he has blessed the nation that he chose from all nations, and he sanctified them unto himself, that they should keep Sabbath together with us. This is the angels of presence and angels of sanctification speaking here. They realize something you and I need to realize. Child, we're separate from the rest of these people on the earth. We're different. We different. We're to keep the Sabbath holy. Why? It's a perpetual covenant with us and our Creator and our Most High, Hayah. We're to keep that. We're to keep this covenant with AHAYAH forever. No Baal Hashemah needed. No sacrifice needed. You're to remember to do this. Keep it holy. How? By not working. Doesn't mention no sacrifice needed. If you break it, you die. If you keep it, you're blessed. Let's keep reading. Jubilees chapter 2, verse 22. And he prepared this account before him before him to ascend as a sweet savor that shall be a delight before him all the days. Here is by you and I keeping the Sabbath day, the Shabbat, by you and I keeping Shabbat, in AHAYAH'S eyes, it is a sweet fragrance. This is the sacrifice. The sacrifice is your obedience, child. It's my obedience, child. Just like you see that smoke over my right shoulder in the background, that faint incense smoke. That's how my compliance with AHAYAH'S commandment to keep Sabbath day holy, keep it from work, to rest on this day, it looks to him as a sweet savor, as an incense offering unto him. All praises for all days. I'll read it again. And AHAYAH prepared this. This is the quote unquote sacrifice of the Sabbath. You and I keeping it. And it was prepared that way. Jubilees 2:22, and he prepared this account before him to ascend as a sweet savor that shall be a delight before him all the days. Now I'm going to skip down to verse 25. Because verse 23 and 24, I don't really know what it's talking about, to be honest with you. It seemed like it was just inserted. But I'll leave it at that. Verse 25, this is Jubilees 2 and 25. And he created the heavens and the earth and everything that is created in 6 days. And AHAYAH appointed a Quadashia or a holy feast day for all of his works. Therefore he commanded concerning it that anyone who does any manner of work thereon shall die, and anyone who defiles it shall surely die. And you command the children of Yashahayah to observe this day, to sanctify it, and they shall not do thereon any manner of work in it. Do you see what it means to sanctify and to set this day apart and to keep it holy? It's the cessation of work. Doing no work is keeping it holy. It doesn't say nothing about praying, don't say nothing about fasting, nothing. As a matter of fact, it tells you to eat and drink on it and celebrate the goodness of AHAYAH who gave you everything. This is the day to eat and drink, not to fast. By you not working and resting, it's going up as a sweet savor in AHAYAH'S nostrils. It's pleasing in his sight when you just chilling on the Sabbath day. Oh, praises. Jubilees 2 and 26, and you command the children of Jacob, or the children of Yashahayah, to observe this day, to sanctify it, and they shall not do thereon any manner of work in it, and they shall not defile it, for this day is more holy, or Quadashia, than all other days. Verse 27, this is Jubilees 2 and 27. And anyone who profanes this day shall surely die. And anyone who does any manner of work in it shall surely die forever. So that the children of Yashahayah may observe this day throughout their generations, and not be cut off from the land. For it is a Quadashia day, or a holy day, and a blessed day. When we cease observing the 7-day Sabbath, we bring a curse on ourselves. And this is not just directed at those brothers who say they don't keep the 7-day Sabbath. This is for all of us. If you are a blood and bone descendant of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Listen up. By you breaking the 7-day Sabbath, by working on the 7th day, by showing up to that job that just over broke you got, you're sacrificing the blessing of keeping the Sabbath, the blessing of the rest, the blessing of the sweet savor, a blessing of being pleasing in a higher sight, enjoying what he set aside for you, obeying him above your own desires and lusts. Oh, I know they pay you time and a half if you come in on Saturday. I get it. I get it. They do. That's the enticement, child. That's all. Because the heathens do know that as long as you and I keep breaking the Most High's laws, statutes, commandments, judgment, orders, precepts, as long as we keep walking contrary to his way, word, and will, and disobeying his voice, they'll maintain their ownership and leadership of us. They'll be ahead of us and we'll be the tail. But the day we turn and start keeping the Most High's way, walking circumspect before him, walking carefully before him, obeying him without hesitation or reserve, that the curse will be placed on them and that we will be set free and we will be rescued. We'll be fetched from wherever we are on the earth and put back in our own land. We began turning to AHAYAH in 2019. And we are in the 6th year of our return to our Most High power. And we're gaining momentum every day. Part of my daily prayers, child, when I pray to AHAYAH, I say, watch over your word to perform it, AHAYAH, and be mindful of your covenant and your people always. Oh, praises. Add that to your prayer. Instead of Bahashemin, add that to your prayer. In your prayer, instead of Bahashemin, like you did back when you were lost in the sauce of idolatry, say to AHAYAH, watch over your word to perform it, AHAYAH. And may you always be mindful of your covenant and your people forever. Oh, praises. Jubilees 2:28, and everyone who observes it and rests thereon from all his work shall be holy, and he shall be blessed throughout all days like unto us. You want the angelic blessing on you forever and every day? Keep the Sabbath day holy. Keep the 7-day Sabbath holy. Every 7 days, take a knee. Take a knee. Cease from your work, and AHAYAH will bless you. AHAYAH will look at you as being holy. You want to be holy? That's how. It's right here in black and white. This is how you be holy. You want to be Kodashia, or holy? This is it. You want to be set apart? Here it is. Keep the 7-day Sabbath. That's it. This ain't hard. It ain't hard at all. I read it again. Jubilees 2:28. Everyone who observes it, speaking of the Sabbath, and rests thereon from all his work, shall be holy, and he shall be blessed throughout all days, like unto us. Declare and say to the children of Yashahayah, the custom of this day is that they should rest thereon, and they shall not forsake it in the error of their heart. Give me my first time out. People thinking to themselves, well, I'm in captivity, so I can't keep the Sabbath. I gotta work. I can't keep all these. That's the thoughts of your own mind, brethren, sisters, brothers, sisters. Them thoughts of your own mind. That's the thoughts of your own heart. Don't fall for the error of your heart. Don't do it. Just keep the Sabbath holy at all times, and AHAYAH will bless you. You will be declared holy before him. He would not withhold nothing from those who walk uprightly. He said so. That's part of that's part of the Tanakh covenant. That's part of the covenant. And he will not withhold no good thing for him that walks uprightly. And when you've been declared holy by keeping the Sabbath, just resting, All you got to do to be made holy is rest. It's not work. And I will bless you for not working. Wow. What other employer blesses you for not coming in? Wow. Takes care of you for not coming in. Wow. We got the best boss in the world, in the universe. Wow. Chapter 2 of Jubilees, chapter 2, verse 29 again, declare and say to the children of Yashahaya, the custom of this day is that they should rest thereon, that they should not forsake it in the air of their hearts, and they shall not do any manner of work thereon, and they shall not be seen doing their own pleasure in it, and that they should not prepare thereon anything to be eaten or drunk. So don't be cooking. And they shall not draw water or bring it in or take it out thereon any burden throughout their gates, which was not prepared for themselves on the 6th day in their houses. Here in my home and in my children's home, Friday is preparation day. Friday you go out and get something to eat for today. Friday you cook something to eat for the day. Friday you go out and get something to drink for the day. If you ain't go get something to eat for the day, you just hungry. We ain't cooking. Or you'll eat a piece of fruit if we got some. Or we'll drink water. If that's all we got, we'll drink water. All praises. There ain't no calling DoorDash on the Sabbath. I'm sorry. That's bringing a burden in or out. See? Verse 30. Jubilees chapter 2 verse 30. And they shall not bring in nor take out from house to house on that day. For that day is more holy and blessed than any Jubilee day of the Jubilees. In it we rest in the heavens before it was made known to any flesh to rest thereon on the earth. The angels were resting on the Sabbath day before the command was given to rest here on earth. Wow. But when the command was given to rest on the Sabbath day, then we joined in to the heavenly host in the rest. We joined in with the angels of presence and the angels of sanctification. All praises. Jubilees chapter 2 verse 31. And the creator of all things blessed it, speaking of the Sabbath day, but he did not sanctify all peoples and nations to rest thereon. Back to the original point of who this is all for. It says it right here in black and white. Underline it. Show it to your favorite heathen. Show it to the J witnesses. Show it to your 7-day Adventists. Show it to them. Show it right here in Jubilees. Look, if you're not a blood and bone descendant of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, I know a lot of them try to become, Abraham's seed through this mythical relationship that they have with the idol, JC. That's all myth and fictitiousness. That's all make-believe. That's all idolatry. What it's saying black and white. That the nations were not given the 7th day to rest on. We'll read it. Jubilees 2:31. And the creator of all things blessed it, but he did not sanctify all peoples and nations to rest thereon, but Yashahaya alone. To him alone he gave to eat and to drink and to rest thereon on the earth. We don't want people supposed to be taking a day off. Let the heathens raise. Let them work. Look, let that heathen get the time and a half day. They ain't got no rest day anyway. Let them work. You enjoy your rest and the blessing thereof that comes with it. Oh, praises. I read it one more time. And the creator, this is Jubilees chapter 2, verse 31. And the creator of all things blessed it, speaking of the Sabbath, but he did not sanctify all peoples and nations to rest thereon, but Yashahayah alone. To him alone he gave to eat and to drink and to rest thereon on the earth. And the creator of all things blessed this day, which he had created for blessing, and to sanctify it, to praise it above all days. This Torah and testimony was given to the children of Yashahayah, or the children of Jacob, as a statute forever unto their generations. Close the book. Enjoy your seventh-day Sabbath. It is a perpetual, everlasting, no-break covenant just for you, child of Jacob. All praises to AHAYAH and AHAYAH alone. For AHAYAH alone is our master, alone is our savior, alone is our redeemer. He alone is our king. Yada. Hayah.